From KPRC2, this is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
Good morning and welcome to this special edition of Houston Newsmakers as we take a deep dive into what will be the new and improved Memorial Park. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we'll see the big reveal of what's being called the Memorial Park Land Bridge and Prairie. An artist's rendering shows the imagination of what the finished product would look like. 4 tunnels under 2 mounds, east and west, of earth, referred collectively as the land bridge. The reality looks a bit different as the finishing touches are being applied to what can only be described as a marvel of architecture and environmental sustainability. You get a first-hand look at what's going on and what to expect, and we get that information from someone who lives and breathes Memorial Park. You may have been able to see all the construction going on in Memorial Park all these last number of years, but now it's almost ready to start. This week on Houston Newsmakers, President and CEO of the Memorial Park Conservancy, Shelly Arnold, is with me. And Shelly, this is the beginning of what is going to be a really, really wonderful place for people to come from. How many zip codes?
170 zip codes. We counted in 2015 and counted people from 170 zip codes that come to Memorial Park.
This whole area, the land bridge, is one of the areas you're going to be kicking off as of December 10th. Talk a little bit about the concept of why this came about and how effective you think it's going to be.
So the land bridge and prairie, it's really a consolidated project. It's 100 acres, and I'm proud to announce and honored to announce that this will be the Kinder Land Bridge and the Sylvia and Melvin Wolf Prairie. And the land bridge and prairie came about. It started in the design process and planning process when we were interviewing Houstonians, when we were researching, when we were talking to ecologists, scientists, ecological scientists, biologists, what the park needs. And what we heard from Houstonians, one of the important things that we heard from Houstonians is that they wanted a safer crossing across Memorial Drive, and they wanted access to other parts of the park. If they used the north side, they wanted access to the south side and vice versa. We also heard people wanted gathering spaces. And we also heard that people wanted their park to be healthier, to be better. We were coming off of the drought in 2011 and 12 and lost tens of thousands of trees in Memorial Park. And so this was originally envisioned, what propelled the need for it was a crossing for people and a crossing for wildlife. But it's the land bridge and prairie together are much more than that.
This is so neat because you have the land bridge and the prairie that are connected. And the land bridge, the prairie itself, was ball fields that you actually excavated and moved to another park, which shows the way that the park itself is helping the park get even better.
That's exactly right. And so the ball fields are a really important asset for so many Houstonians. They enjoy them. But here, way on the south side of the park, they were hard to maintain. They were even hard to find. And this land can serve a much more valuable purpose for the ecology, for wildlife, and for people. And putting the ball fields on the north side, where they were originally intended to be in the 1930s Memorial Park Master Plan, then freed up this space for us to dig out. And so we dug out soil to use to create the land bridge mounds, the east mound and the west mound of the land bridge. We dug out, it's 10 feet down, and it will allow water to pass into the space, storm water specifically, to pass into this space and then to be absorbed into the prairie. So the prairies were the original habitat and ecosystem of Houston, native Gulf Coast prairie. That's what the greater Houston region was at one time, largely forests, savannas as well, largely Gulf Coast prairies. And so you ask people, don't understand necessarily why we flood so much more today. And part of the reason is because we've developed and covered up and destroyed the prairies. There's less than 1% left in the Gulf Coast region of the Gulf Coast prairie. With the Sylvia and Melvin Wolf Prairie that I'm so honored and proud to announce, we're undertaking a major urban prairie restoration. In fact, it's the largest urban prairie restoration in Texas right now.
You told me something earlier about the size of Memorial Park and how related to one of the more famous parks that we know, Central Park. We hear about Central Park all the time. What is the relationship in size between Central Park in New York and Memorial Park here in Houston?
Well, Memorial Park is nearly 1,500 acres. It's almost twice as big as Central Park. And people don't know that because the park has been chopped into 25 different pieces: roads, parking lots, ball fields, more roads, the railroad actually. And so what we've been doing as part of the master plan, the Memorial Park master plan that City Council passed, is stitching the park back together. So how can we stitch the land back together, which is better for park users, it's better for the wildlife, it's better for the stormwater flow, it's better for all the natural systems that need to happen in parkland to make it healthy, to make it resilient. And so that's part of what we're doing. So the Land Bridge and Prairie is a major effort to stitch the park back together.
When people are driving through the tunnels here, they see the beauty, they see the architectural beauty of this. It's amazing that what they're driving through is beneath this work of nature that architects really didn't. They were brilliant in the architecture of this.
I'll commend our design firm, Nelson Bird Woltz. We brought them in they're really good at ecological restoration. They're really good at creative problem solving. They listen to the public, they listen to the soils, for example. And we brought them in to help us solve these challenges, the multiple challenges and opportunities in the park. And you're exactly right. We are helping nature become more resilient after we humans have damaged nature. So we're stepping back in and we're creating greater biodiversity. We expect an increase, for example, in the number of bird species that frequent this area. And we know how many were here before the construction began. This is based in science. This is based in planning, design, engineering. But it's I'd say, an architectural innovation. In fact, there was an article in the New York Times a few weeks ago on Sunday, in the Sunday Times, that called out this project, the Land Bridge and Prairie project, as one of the most innovative, architecturally innovative projects globally. It was named among 11 projects globally. And so that's here, that's in Houston. And so we're beginning to get global recognition for this work.
It's clear that you live this job. It's a profession for you. You're president and CEO, but you really love what you're doing at this point. What do you want Houstonians, and when I say Houstonians, I mean everyone who decides to come to this park, what do you want them to feel and experience when they come here? What would you want them to most enjoy?
I want them to be able to heal themselves, to grow healthier, to connect with others, to bridge. This bridge is symbolic in many ways. Parks are places where people come together. Urban parks are very special. They have a very special place in our society. And when you think of that we're at a time of such great divisiveness, it's a place to bring people together. It's a place to allow people to connect with each other, where everyone's the same, where everyone can connect with nature. This park is unique because it's an urban wilderness space. This is a park unique not just locally but nationally, because it's such a large, centrally located park and urban wilderness space with a rich cultural history. It's important that people come together. It's important that people connect with nature. They find themselves, they find spirituality, they find their future spouse. That's what happens here in this park. They create memories of a lifetime.